The Galactic Council had deemed humanity too dangerous to exist. Commander Leora stood before the assembled representatives of 47 species, her wrists bound in energy shackles that hummed with suppressed violence. The chamber stretched impossibly high, a cathedral of judgment where the fate of entire civilizations was decided with the casual indifference of gods playing with toys. "Your species," hissed the Vraxian delegate, its compound eyes reflecting Leora's image 1,000 times over, "has violated the concordat of peaceful expansion. You wage war. You conquer. You refuse to submit to the natural order." Leora said nothing. What could she say? Humanity had indeed fought. They had clawed their way from Earth to the stars, refusing to bow to species that had millennia of advantage. The Council had expected gratitude. Humanity had offered defiance instead. The sentence was unprecedented in its cruelty. "We will not exterminate you," the Elder Kix announced, its voice like stones grinding together. "That would make martyrs of your kind. Instead, we will let nature reclaim what nature should have prevented. Your young, your children, will be relocated to the death worlds, to the nest grounds of the galaxy's apex predators. Their evolution will correct its mistake." Leora's jaw clenched. Death worlds, planets where even the plant life could kill a full-grown soldier, where predators hunted in packs, where the very atmosphere seemed hostile to civilized life. And they were sending children there. "You monsters," she whispered. "No," the Elder replied. "We are pragmatists. Your cubs will perish quickly, your species will dwindle, and the galaxy will be safer for it." 18 standard months later, Scout Captain Thane's ship dropped out of hyperspace above Krell 7, a death world classified as unsurvivable without military-grade protection. His mission was simple: document the extinction of the human cubs, file the report, and move on. Thane had volunteered for this assignment, not out of cruelty but out of curiosity. He was Zenthari, a species that prided itself on scientific objectivity. If humanity was truly as dangerous as the Council feared, perhaps studying their end would provide valuable data. His scanners picked up life signs immediately. Too many life signs. Computer verified biosignature analysis. Analysis confirmed. Detecting 17 human juveniles ages 4 to 12 standard years. Additionally detecting anomalous behavior patterns in indigenous predator populations. Thane's membranous wings fluttered with confusion. 17? They had dropped 20 children here. 3 casualties was almost impossible to believe. By all projections, none should have survived the first week. He took his shuttle down, following the beacon of the loudest human biosigns. What he found defied everything he understood about death world ecology. A human child, no more than 7 standard years, sat cross-legged in a clearing, her hair tangled with leaves and mud streaked across her cheeks. Beside her, resting its massive head in her lap, was a Krell Ravager, the apex predator of this world. A creature that had torn through armored landing parties, a monster that knew only hunger and territorial rage. It was purring. "Hello," the child called out, waving at his descending shuttle. "Are you here to take us home?" Thane's translator struggled with her dialect. She'd developed an accent influenced by the very sounds of the world around her. He activated his external speakers. I am here to document. How are you alive?" The child stood, and the Ravager stood with her, protective. "Oh, Mama Claw was really scary at first. But I shared my food with her babies, and then she started bringing me food. Now we're friends. That is impossible. Krell Ravagers are hungry and protective of their babies, just like any mama." The child smiled, gap-toothed and impossibly innocent. The Council people didn't know that. They thought dropping us here would kill us. But they forgot something. What did they forget? Humans raised wolves into dogs. We turned wildcats into pets. We befriended horses and birds and even sharks back on Earth. Her smile widened, and for the first time, Thane saw something that chilled his analytical blood. "We don't see predators. We see friends we haven't made yet." Over the next 3 days, Thane documented what could only be called the impossible. The children had formed a society with the predators. They'd learned to communicate through gesture and sound. They'd established hunting partnerships, human intelligence directing predator strength. They'd even begun domesticating the Ravagers, selecting the friendliest individuals for breeding. In 18 months, these children had accomplished what evolution typically required millennia to achieve. On the 4th day, Thane found Leora. She'd been dropped on Krell 7 too, the Council's final cruelty, sending humanity's military commander to die alongside its most vulnerable. But Leora hadn't died. She'd thrived. She stood atop a ridge, surrounded by a pack of 12 full-grown ravagers watching her adopted children play in the valley below. Her prison uniform had been replaced by practical garments made from treated hides. Her once military bearing had transformed into something more primal, more dangerous. "You're going to report this, aren't you?" she asked without turning. "I must. The Council needs to know that they failed." Leora finally looked at him, and Thane understood why the Council had feared humanity. Her eyes held the patient calculation of a predator that had already won. "That they gave us 18 months to bond with the most dangerous creatures in the galaxy? That they've created something far more terrifying than humans alone? What are you saying?" Leora gestured to the valley. "Those children will grow up. They'll remember what the Council did, and they'll have friends who are loyal, deadly, and now dependent on human guidance for breeding and territory management. You're suggesting—" "I'm not suggesting anything, Scout Captain. I'm telling you what's going to happen. You go back. You tell the Council that their experiment failed. And then you tell them that humanity is coming back to the stars." She smiled, and it was the smile of a mother wolf defending her young. "And we're not coming alone." Thane left Krell 7 with his report. The Council convened an emergency session. The Varaxian delegate who had suggested the Death World solution was quietly removed from power, because the data was clear. Humanity hadn't been defeated by the Predators, they'd recruited them. And somewhere in the vast darkness between stars, 18 children were growing up, learning the ancient human art of turning the wild into the willing, the savage into the loyal. The galaxy would never be the same.